Howdy, I hope you're having a great day. Silver Trade here again with another video. And GameStop's latest Buck the Bunny video almost certainly is a hint at an old Roaring Kitty post. But before we get into that, market makers just extended the option chain up to $61 per share for all weekly dates throughout July 3rd this morning for GameStop. Recently we talked about how the calls for GameStop go every dollar or every 50 cents now, when they used to go every $5, going from 40 to 45 to 50, but now it's 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Please remember, none of this is financial advice, and we are not financial advisors, and this video is made for entertainment purposes only, but with this, they are trying to spread out liquidity, which in English means that they're worried about a big run coming soon. I wonder what they could know. But there must be a reason that now the calls and the puts go every dollar rather than every $5, and it goes all the way up to $61 per share. It did not used to do that. And GameStop invited Dashy to take over his local GameStop.
Huh?
You know, Dashy.
Huh?
He's a YouTuber and a streamer, and he plays a lot of video games. Just go with it. He has almost 7 million subscribers. And this turned out to be a pretty good move by GameStop. A lot of people turned up to see him. And somebody caught something very strange with GameStop's volume today. It went from 270,000 to 300,000 and then back down to 270,000. It was going up and down for quite a while. Could this be banks suppressing the volume by literally getting rid of the volume, maybe moving it to another stock? Or maybe this is just an example of spoofing. Sadly, there's no way to be sure. Multiple customers have reported that a GameStop store in New York punctured their Switch 2 screens by accident after stapling the receipts to the boxes. Oh man, that would stink. GameStop responded very quickly, saying, "We've addressed a unique case of stapling damaged Switch 2 screens. It was only at one store. Replacements have been offered and staplers have been confiscated." And we all remember the video from yesterday with the all-new Buck the Bunny and the boom, you know, that one. Buck the Bunny posted this on June 4th. I'm sure we all remember Roaring Kitty's post of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the movie, the song was played whenever he found this beautiful car, and he was staring at it. So Buck the Bunny and GameStop could be referencing Roaring Kitty's old meme. Ferris Bueller took his famous day off on June 5th of 1985. So exactly 40 years ago today. Buck the Bunny posted this on June 4th. There are no coincidences. And Buck could be looking at a green candle in the reflection of his sunglasses. When you go later into the video on Roaring Kitty's post, in the top right, nobody noticed this until today. Roaring Kitty put a picture of a little green candle. And this is the same meme that GameStop is referring to. And really quickly, if you wouldn't mind, please hit that like button. And thank you guys so much. Over these last couple of videos, we've gotten over 200 likes on every one. But my most recent video, we got over 270 likes. That blows my record out of the water. Thank you guys so much. I'm looking at some better camera equipment this weekend, and I'm going to keep making these videos better and better every day. And of course, we're going to continue the daily videos. Thank you guys so much. And when some companies mention that they're buying Bitcoin, most of the time it's a really good thing. But since most of retail is holding GameStop, the banks cannot allow that. With their most recent purchase of Bitcoin, it really does show us that GameStop is transforming into more of a holding company. Since they've got all this cash on hand, what would make more sense than them just buying their own stock? It would make EPS, or earnings per share, go up because there's less shares on the free float. And in just a couple days from now, exactly 1 year ago, Roaring Kitty posted this picture with the man walking with the cat mask and what looks to be a duffel bag full of money. June 9th, one day after his birthday. I was really excited to show y'all this post, but sadly Reddit took it down before I could record. Here's the proof of this man actually buying 27,000 shares of GameStop, worth almost $800,000. That is some Michael Saylor level conviction. Institutions own over 40% of GameStop. And sadly, GameStop fell under the 5-day moving average on the daily chart, and it looks like we might be due for a pullback. But don't forget what Roaring Kitty said about pullbacks.
I mean, I just straight up say it's dangerous to bet on the short term stuff one way or the other. You gotta whatever you gotta do to remain emotionally neutral over that short term. And there'll be some folks who go, I don't give a shit what happens in the short term. Oh yeah, well what if it falls 50% next week? I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But then you remember that we just had a couple of insiders buy, including Ryan Cohen buying almost $11 million worth right before earnings. Elon and Trump's bromance is officially over, and Tesla is down almost 15% on the day. Dang, but up 6% in after hours. And Trump is going to be visiting North Carolina next week, right next to Wolf Speed's new Siler City facility. Maybe there could be some Wolf Speed military contracts, or maybe something about the CHIPS Act.
How'd I do, Joe? Is that your ATM PIN code?
Yeah. That's weird. I'm skeptical because I've got that PIN code in the mail. You know?
He's calling his bank right now and be like, yo, do you know this? Has this guy been playing the long game?
Yeah, I don't like that.
And recently, Joe Rogan had somebody on his show who successfully guessed his ATM PIN code. And this is why you don't mess with the elites. I mean, look at his face. He said, yeah, I don't like that. He didn't guess it.
This experiment is dark, but it proves something real about belief. Scientists put rats in water to see how long they'd tread before drowning. On average, they lasted about 15 minutes. With the second group, though, just before they gave up, the scientists pulled them out, dried them off, let them recover, and then dropped them back in. You'd think they'd last maybe 20, 30 tops, but they swam for 60 hours. Not minutes, hours. Why? Because once they had experienced being saved once, they believed it could happen again. But that wasn't endurance, that was hope. And that's how most people live, too. They don't drown from exhaustion. They drown from disbelief. They don't quit because they are weak. They quit because they stop believing that something's coming to pull them out. Your body will go as far as your mind believes it's worth continuing. Don't fold at 15 minutes. You've got 60 hours in you.
Everybody goes through hard times, bad days, bad breaks, and bad luck. But the difference between people who make it and people who don't, it's how they react. Successful people don't let bad stuff break them down. They learn, adapt, and keep moving. Stay positive, stay focused, and keep lifting yourself and others up. I really appreciate you making it this far in the video. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and God bless you.